And we're live.
Hey!
Hey! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Alien Destroyer of Worlds, where we've not destroyed a world yet. I'm quite disappointed in that. Maybe by the end of today.
Yes.
Yes. So this is going to be the final episode of the long journey that has led us to this point, with a bit of murder going on, a bit of black goop going on, and some space eBay going on, and holiday destinations all kind of changed and plans made different. So yeah, we are going to finish off the story today. As always, this is a horror RPG. There is going to be gribbly stuff. There is going to be, well, there might be murder, there might be aliens, and there might be death and blood and horrible, nasty things going on. So do be aware of that.
The elevator is just gonna cruise on up to the
Yeah,
top.
I understood. We've done. Yeah, we put the cheat code in. And
I said there might be. I didn't say there was going to be. I said might.
It's not. Peril is someone will do a Trump.
All the horror was buried in the last episode, the one that we forgot to put the content warning for horror in at the start of the episode.
Yeah, I apologise on that one.
So no horror.
Maybe the true horror is what's inside us all along.
Oh. Well, one of you may.
Chest bursters.
Yeah.
One of you's already exploded that way.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's alive? Who's dead?
Who was it? Dante exploded.
Dante exploded.
Yeah, Dante turned into an alien.
And Zed died as well. Yeah.
We've done quite well. Out of the 7 that we started with, 4 are left. Oh well, no, sorry, 3.5 are left.
With the help of a medic droid,
yes.
I think the captain will.
I can't wait for my pension to come in so I can get on private healthcare, not wait on space NHS.
Go around in a space wheelchair.
Let Wayland Yutani do a good healthcare plan.
I heard so.
Yeah, they've got this black stuff they inject you with. Apparently, it makes you a lot better. Gives you a bit of a headache for a bit, but then a
really big head.
Oh yeah, well, I do have that in real life, so.
Or they just gonna put you into a marvelous black suit, which also can get rid of all kind of dismemberments. You will have a little bit of a breathing problem afterwards.
I'd also not recommend cutting yourself if you're around anything important.
But I mean, black is slimming, so I'll go for it.
Why do you think I live in black?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that everybody is secretly describing a GIMP suit.
That's what I was thinking.
We're a family-friendly channel here.
Content warnings.
Oops.
Yes. Yeah, so cool. So, we actually have everybody is back today. Tom has rejoined us. He was away last time for being unwell, but he is back. Though you can't see him, his bodiless voice is
I was
here.
going to say, he definitely looks better.
Yeah.
He looks more antenna-y today than he did last week.
There's a stronger signal.
We patched it. It's all good.
Cool. So yeah, we have Mark, Fiona, Tom, and James back for the very last time. I'm sad that this is going to end. It's been great fun. But yeah. So shall we begin?
Yes.
Our nice safe elevator journey up and away to wherever it's going to take us.
Yes,
Time
please.
to bed.
Yes.
Space bed.
Space bed. I think it is time for bed. Yeah, it's getting to that point. You've been going probably for about 24 hours now, and what started off as a nice simple thing went downhill very, very quickly when Mason just shot someone in the head.
Mason.
I don't think that I brought this whole alien thing to this planet.
Well, you started the murder, so.
And then was quick to cover it up with this portable incinerator. His pocket crematorium.
Yep. Yep. It's almost like they might know something and are trying to hide evidence of things. Maybe they're quite keen to blow up the planet. So, well, anyway. So at the end of last episode, you were running towards the space elevator that is going to take you off the planet that the moon that I've forgotten the name of, but you're in Fort Nebraska. And just as you found the space elevator, you got jumped by a couple of aliens, and you just managed to get into the elevator at the end of it and hit the close door button. I think you had to boot one of the aliens in the face to actually get the door closed, though I can't quite remember. So yeah, you're now in an airlock with the elevator. So you've closed the door. You're all in this kind of like small confined space. Because obviously it's a space elevator, you can't just kind of open the door, go through, and then you're in the elevator, and you kind of need the protection because space doesn't have atmosphere. So yeah, you are in. Let me find it. Find my notes. A small part of the elevator. The other side of the door. So the door that leads into the climber car, as it's called for some reason, not an elevator here. There's no window. You can't see because windows are weak points in doors. So you don't know what's on the other side. You kind of guess that it might be a cargo bay because these are quite big doors, but that's as much as you know. To get the elevator to move as well, there's no button in this part that will set it going.
Oh, rubbish.
There's literally a door. There's like buttons that open doors, and that's it.
So, is it open currently?
Nope.
The elevator? No.
You are locked in a small room with each other.
Okay.
And the elevator's not moving, obviously.
No.
It's about an automatic elevator.
It's not that fancy a space colony. It's all manual. All retro futurism.
What you find is when you open the doors, you've got to hand crank it.
Oh, there's a man that goes going up and do it for you. All right, I say, all right, come on, team, let's get in and get out. Those creatures, that door won't hold them for long.
Right, okay, but we don't know if there are any more of them in the other side where the button is. So I'm gonna get my pulse rifle ready.
Yep.
What we need to do though, remember they've got acid for blood.
Yes.
And this is a pressurized environment.
Yep.
If we open that door and we see them, we need to try and shoot them all in the same place. So they all make a hole in the same place. Get the button pressed, get this door shut again. So we don't get sucked out into space. Because no one wants that, right?
No.
We haven't left the planet, right?
No.
So we don't have a pressure problem.
Oh God, Mason, slap. Get a hold of yourself, man. I know you've got 8 stress on suspected stress, but you need to keep it together.
So we don't have a pressure problem right now.
No.
But we might have later on if we...
We need to keep, one bit of it that is able to be sealed.
Yeah. Sound idea.
And ideally a long stick to push the button from a distance. Just in case.
Damn, I left them all back in the car.
Or an android.
Chaplin's walking cane that he uses for his routine is back in the dropship.
Oh no!
Damn it!
can't remember how you came down to the planet. I think you came down in the space elevator from the very beginning. So you know that it's a 3-level thing. So yeah, you will actually know that this is the cargo bay. Above you is a personnel kind of meeting room thing where you'd have been debriefed, and then above that is the top floor is the control rooms where you need to go to push the button. I forgot that you'd have had to have come down to the planet, and you're on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
So how do we get the? Wait a minute. So we've gone to the bottom floor and we've turned the electricity on.
Yep. Yep.
And now we need to go back up to the 3rd floor to call the lift.
But in this particular lift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did the hard bit. We ran through that radiation field. Did the alien stuff. Now we're in a small corridor. Now we need to get into the elevator and go up, and then press another button.
We are in an elevator, but it has 3 layers, 3 stories. It's like a spaceship on a cable.
It's the world's biggest elevator.
So we're going to go up to the 3rd floor and then go and then press a button outside the elevator that says "Get us."
Inside the elevator.
There's like a bridge or command center. It's a very complicated elevator.
Can't help feeling that this elevator's been over-designed.
Yeah.
An architect was involved. An engineer would just close the door, push the button, it'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't it just work on space Wi-Fi?
Yeah. I bet that's all down. Look. Oh yeah, dead. Completely dead, all of our comms. All right. Well, let's carefully open the doors and hope there's nothing on the other side.
Get him a pulse rifle ready, pointing it at the open bit.
Great. We're gonna open the door, and our special ops chaplain will support you. And then I'm gonna walk with Captain Silver strapped to my back over to the control panel and open the giant fucking door.
And then we get chaplain. You should pop in. Just pop in. Give the button a little click.
Okay.
And then
can I come out again when I'm done?
Yeah, pop back out.
The thing which says to go up is 2 stories above you. So if
wait a minute,
chaplain goes out, if he clicks a button, it'll just close the door and he'll be trapped.
Yeah, we need to all get in there.
And then go up.
Yes.
I hate lifts.
Did these lifts?
They're so complicated, aren't they?
Should we take the stairs?
Half the time, lifts.
No, not the stairs. We'll be here forever.
The thing
is
the size of an elementary school.
Yeah, but James, on the other half, they bring you up as well.
Yeah, I know.
So it's
they work.
You've got to take the highs with the lows.
That's the good thing about them. They work on many levels.
Go.
Let's just. All right. So we're all going to go in the other bit.
Yes.
And go up.
Can I suggest, although strapped to Mason's back, maybe Mason, you should also be the firepower, and if Chaplain's okay to carry me, that's fine.
I think Mason has a better hit track than me.
You're Mason.
Iona. Yeah. Iona has the better hit track compared to mine.
Iona's probably on one after killing the big beastie last week. Last episode, because that was I was mightily shocked about that. That was rather an insane.
Big beasts.
Who's pressing the button to open the door?
I'm totally pressing the button. Open, but to the inside, not the outside. Just to.
As soon as that door opens, everyone look at the ceiling.
We do all the dramatic, like, huh?
What?
And then it comes from the ground.
I'm going to suggest one person looks ahead rather than all looking at the ceiling. Just to be on the safe side.
Cool.
Call me a cynic, but, you know.
They don't get you twice. Fool me once. Shame on me.
Yes. That was quite an entertaining moment. So, as Mason hits the button to open the door, you hear the kind of the much as gas is released and pressures
Right.
are and the pressure equalizes, the air does become a little bit fetid.
Iona.
There's a time and a
Right.
place. I
And
know
the funny
you're
thing is here,
nervous.
there's a bit for me to read here, and the first sentence is the air here is fetid. So it's probably fetid and then becomes a little bit more fetid as you all see what is before you.
No.
The cargo
That's not me.
bay floor is covered with ropey tendrils and shattered storage units, peppered with large leathery bulbs. Squat, blind albino aliens scurry to and fro, regurgitating resin, smearing it across the walls. Some of them scuttle up the sculptured surfaces, hopping across the metre-thick secreted strands that stretch above and to the centre of the bay, where, suspended, there is a nightmare. Curled up in a massive translucent sack is a tall and gangly ebon monster, its person-sized black-blue head crest dwarfing the pasty creatures crawling over it. The white creatures attend to the behemoth above, their obscene pink tongues lashing out to polish their sable queen's splayed crown. In return, she squeezes her bulbous ovipositor, depositing one more egg beneath her.
I'm not convinced this food hygiene certificate with a 5 on the door is genuine.
I'm like, Mason, shut it.
I'm hammering these controls.
Fucking close it! They've not noticed you.
Go back.
What I'll say is they've not noticed you, but what you can see is obviously you've got a queen in the centre of the cargo pod. There are at least 8 of these translucent things walking around. There are at least 9 or 10 eggs, and there are 2 what you would consider the warriors, basically the style of creatures that were outside that ran you into the elevator. And there's 2 of those that you have seen in there. The floor and walls are mostly covered in the hard chitinous resin stuff that is been covered across the rest of the base, which you have noticed seems to be impervious to their blood.
Is the button free?
The button is you have to go in and then
That's it.
up 2 stories.
Oh, what? The lift is as big as 2 stories.
The lift is
3.
3 stories. Didn't we just have this conversation?
No, but
No.
I think we were kind of shocked that surprisingly something's in the lift.
So to get to the top story of the lift, is there a lift that we can take?
Yeah. Or an elevator.
Yeah, that would work too. Yeah.
Now there's an escalator.
Ah.
Oh. Oh.
This escalated quickly.
Oh.
Hey.
Actually, apparently it's a retractable stairway.
Wow.
Awesome.
And it's kind of off. So as you look in, it's in front of you. It's a rectangular room, like wider more than it is long. And off to the back left corner is the stairway that will take you up to a catwalk, which will then take you up to the next level.
Oh, this- yeah,
So
but
you're
I
going to have to
this.
try and
Yeah.
go across the room.
No stairway.
This is a hell of a safety nightmare.
It is definitely not a stairway to heaven.
No, no.
Is
I sort of whispered to Mason, "Do you have all of your grenades on you? Because you might need to make a distraction.
Yeah.
You might." As your captain, I advise you to make a distraction.
Thing is, I believe these grenades aren't good for anything aside of being a distraction to this. I mean, what would be the goal right now if we gonna take this elevator up? We're taking these things with us.
Yeah.
I I am not in the mood to take them anywhere except for hell, and hell means nuclear blast right here, this point, us.
Is there having a quick look, like looking around the thing, is there anything that could, for example, is there any explosive barrels or, I don't know, a furnace that seems to be happening? No? Why is that not in the elevator? Everything else is in the bloody elevator. Why is the fire not in the elevator?
Do we have convenient heatants pipes?
Yeah, steam or anything like that. Mother says no.
There's a lot of kind of debris and stuff lying around, so you could try and sneak around because they have not seen you yet.
Yeah.
They seem to be too busy licking her. It's like, I licked it, it's therefore mine.
Oh.
Is there sort of any way that we could get the lift going?
What
and then open the door and push
them out.
Push them out.
Can we turn the lights on? It's like last orders, out you go.
Yeah.
To work that out, you'd probably have to go to the top floor of the lift,
We're gonna have to
which is the control room of the lift.
Let's scuttle.
Do we have a plan if say somebody notices us? I mean, as your captain, I say we should have a plan.
Start running.
Cool.
Start exploding.
Great.
You can start exploding. I'm gonna run.
I look to Chaplin and go, please carry me. I don't want to be where the explosions are.
That's fine as long as you understand that I favour the running version.
I am more that, you know what? I command you to run. At first sign of danger, I command you guys to run. So that's fine. All right, let's try sneaking past then.
Cool. Mobility rolls, please.
Oh.
And you all have to make the do 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 do.
Okay, mobility. So that is 5 plus 2, I think.
I have done a 6.
Hey!
You are incredible. I am
Amazing.
back to my stress dice based character
Sorry.
build.
Sorry.
If I'm carrying the captain, they can have my 6 as well because I'm the one that's sneaking, not them.
I mean, what would you say on that, Mother? I've yet to roll.
Yeah, unless they're planning on singing or anything as we go along, then probably
Eating a cup of noodles.
Carefully. Yeah.
just a thought.
Oh.
I'll allow
Trying
it.
to avoid
I'll allow it.
Oh,
Just try to avoid failure at the first.
yeah, you imagine if I failed it, it's because I dropped a pot noodle on the ground after all this time.
So Chaplin is taking Captain Silver.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Good.
It gives you a bit more, so you can actually shoot and actually put off guns rather than worrying about me.
Shooting's good.
Yeah.
I got 1-6.
Oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
I've got good and bad news.
Do you have more stress?
That's the good news.
I gotta roll more dice next round.
Oh, no.
No.
You do still have story points that you can spend,
Which
gives you the automatic success, which means you wouldn't have to roll.
Oh my god, that's several ones.
Quite a lot of ones there.
That's 4 ones and
2 6s. Nice.
2 6s.
2 6s, that's fine. So you do succeed.
Trusty Wesson dice. Save
What, your
mine.
Vest and dice work?
Yeah, they do.
Mine don't.
But they only work for Alien.
They don't work for the actual, but have to work out which games they actually work for.
So is that 4 ones on the stress dice?
Sure it is.
God. I'm only going to count one of those. Because screw dealing with you panicking 4 times. Roll me a panic roll. So 1d6 plus your stress level.
That's 8 or 9.
No, it's 9.
Oh, okay.
So it's a minimum of drop of freezing.
I got a 10 altogether.
Oh my god!
I rolled a 1.
That is
You roll a 1. Okay, so
insane.
you freeze. You're frozen with fear. You don't want to go through that gap. Everyone else is kind of sneaking through, and you're just like, yeah, fuck this. I'm staying here.
I'm not going into overkill. That's good.
So obviously your stress level goes up, and you basically lose. You can't do anything for a couple of minutes as you like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to go near those people.
Keep going. Collateral. It's fine.
I'm gonna sit here and wait for your orders. That's what I'm gonna
You're
do.
going to twiddle your thumbs and go, I'm not going through there. Not
It's
me.
like I say to Chapman, I made the right decision.
The secret's safe with me.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, the 2 of you who are actually sneaking and Captain Silver's just munching on a pot noodle again. You're not quite sure where she gets these from. They just appear every now and then, and just no idea where the hot water comes from either.
I was going to say, I'm more interested in where she keeps the kettle.
You'll
Yeah.
find out next time on Captain Silver in space.
You make it across to the whatever they're called, the stairs, the retractable stairs, and as you get there, you notice that the stairs are not they're retracted. They're not down, so you need to somehow.
Oh,
We should have checked that before we left.
How high is it?
You could
How high
jump
is it?
and grab.
Like Captain Silver's on my back, so it has more.
I would say
reach.
it's probably about 8 feet.
But if you're on my back, you have more reach. You might be able to get them.
if you're jumping, I can't use my legs currently, but if you jump, I can try.
Breathe. I jump, you stretch.
Okay, sure.
We could both end up dangling
Dead.
at the bottom of the stairs, but
Yeah,
it's
'cause I'm
worth
like-
a try.
I'm going to prep myself with my gun to
Yes, please. Yes.
anything come in.
So how many story points does everybody have?
I have no idea.
I think I might have.
I don't think anybody's used any yet.
I know how many health I have.
I used 1.
I'm sure I've used 1 as well.
I don't think I've used any yet.
So, okay, Chaplin and Iona, then you should have 3 if you've not used any. And Mason Silver, you'll have 2 if you've used them. And
I
it
don't
gives
think I
you.
got a third story point. I don't think I fulfilled my criteria.
I'm gonna say hammer. You get 1 for hammer for dying.
Oh, that, yeah. It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful death. So yeah, you've all got. So Iona, Chaplin, you've got 3 story points. Mason Silver 2, and that just basically allows you to just take an automatic 6.
In that case, then, can I spend 1 of my story points so that I do grab the edge of the ladder and
Yeah.
pull it down?
Yes, you do.
There we go.
Cool. We will do that. The only thing that I'm going to do now
No.
is see whether you make any noise to do that, or if they notice you,
Well, like I do a big groan, like
just to see whether the
cracked.
as Tom is using his Vesson dice, I'm going to use my Vesson dice as well.
Oh no.
What, the ones that roll really badly?
Oh, actually, yeah. Use those.
I tend to roll really badly anyway, so it's that many.
You'll never beat my Dragonborn who rolled so badly that they got motion sickness riding a dragon. That was my worst ever roll.
Apparently, I still can't roll dice, so you're all good.
Hey,
It is nothing notices you. The Queen is too busy going, little little babies, little babies, and all the others are licking them. The warriors are just kind of like sat there twiddling their thumbs, looking bored. One of them's got a pipe, singing "Good day, my baby, good my," or however it is in the top hat.
Is it a rude looking pipe? I imagine they would.
One made out of a human skull, probably,
Mm.
and a femur.
So yeah, and I'll say you managed to get up to the next. For simplicity, you get up to level B or level 2. But Mason is still well, I think the fetidness probably got a little bit worse. So, Mason, what are you going to do now?
I'm trying to remember why we are actually trying to get away with the elevator.
Can you just stop the time for the conversation? Come up here.
We're whispering from the. Come on, come on, come on. Don't do anything stupid.
Like holding up a box of Scooby snacks. Are you doing it for one of these?
Does Mason like Scooby snacks?
Oh, probably.
I don't know.
I don't think Mason knows much at the moment. I will say, because you rolled 2 6s, you can succeed at your stealth or automatically because you rolled those 2 6s, and only your panic stopped you from moving.
This is great. So I could follow. On the off chance that we will succeed with launching the elevator and later opening the airlock, what do I think? How easy would it be to get these creatures out of here?
You
I think Mason's secret objective is to be really indecisive.
Oh no!
It's possible that you could seal off the lower deck and vent it.
And this would get rid of them.
In your mind, I would probably say yes. You would think that would be a way to get rid of them.
Okay, good.
Because then, obviously, gravity would take an effect and they'd go splat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope there's nothing else on the other levels. They're just happy with the big family room downstairs. We didn't need an upgrade, you know.
If I don't think I need to prepare this room any further, I gonna sneak through the room, get back to Mike's squad, and still asking myself, why are we trying to leave the planet?
As you sneak across the floor, one of the translucent creatures notices you, kind of goes up to you, almost as if it's sniffing you, licks you, and walks off.
Friends forever!
Friends forever.
Nothing else happens.
Why though? Well, I'm so sorry. You're so doomed. Yeah. Well, hi friends. I just got
Just come. Let's go.
and we go.
Yeah.
And we go.
Yep.
Okay.
We leave this place.
We go. We make it to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, you make it through. I'm going to guess you want to shut all the airlocks on the way up and stuff.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Anything that we need to do.
Yeah. So as you go up into level B, you see the debriefing rooms where you were briefed about the mission beforehand. You go through those, and then you go up another set of stairs into the control room. And the front of it has windows, and it has like little desks and things to work on. They're all active, and there's a few other, like there's a gallery in the background where you can sit and watch everything. The center of the thing is circular, and you can see that's where the cable will go down. Yeah. So it's all working. You just need to maybe play with some things.
I'll ask Chaplain to put me down somewhere safely, and then instruct, if you're able to, just suss it all out, make sure everything's okay. Yes, you, Chaplain.
So if you want to play with it, it'll be a Comtech roll.
Right. So is there somewhere safe that I can put Captain down?
Yeah, there's it looks untouched, shall we say.
Phew.
As we were doing this, does Iona want to maybe use some bants, as you kind of seem to be now in a peaceful situation for the time being?
Well, that the lift was a real letdown.
Fortunately, at this point, Chaplin succeeds in the Comtech. There are 2 6s there.
Oh, nice.
Nice. So as you get through it, you manage to start the space elevator, and you just kind of hear this, and it kind of vibrates a little bit, and you kind of get that weird sickening lurch motion in your stomach as the thing starts to go up. And you realise that, yeah, you could possibly rig it so that the cargo bay doors would open, but you would have to go back down there to set the doors to overload. You'd have to go down to the cargo bay, set off the overload, come back up, and then you'd be able to overload them and open them, and blah. Words are failing me. I don't know words, but I think you get the meaning.
Get them got.
Yes.
Can I be like a sentry for any ones that come near?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then probably whoever would be best at shutting doors.
Yep.
Is this going to need another Comtech challenge to complete?
Most likely, yes.
So does that make Chaplin the best bet for the job then?
I mean, you just did a classic, like, Chaplain, just like you managed to get it done in like 2 minutes before we went into the Type 5. So, I don't got any Comtech myself, probably not as good as yours.
Mine's 8.
Very bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah, mine's just a 4, so.
Yeah, okay. I guess Chaplin's the synthetic for the job.
And you will succeed.
Nope. But I am less likely to get stressed in failing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, what do I need to do?
So obviously you'll need to go down to the cargo bay, sneak across the floor, butcher the doors, and then sneak back.
Okay, let's do it.
So
I whisper after him, don't forget you've got story points.
I have enough story points to complete this whole mission,
Yeah.
but I'll only use them if I fail a dice roll.
Good idea.
you can only use them before you do a dice roll, not
I
after.
might use them for my sneaking because that's crap.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, right, I'm going to head for the cargo bay.
Cool. As you head down through level B, level 2, you hear something skittering in one of the briefing rooms.
Oh.
Is it somewhere that I need to go?
No,
But it is not in the getting rid of everything area.
Yeah.
It's with us.
Does it sound like a big skittering or a tiny skittering?
I think so far we don't.
unknown.
Unknown skittering noise.
Right. So I should radio back to Captain Silver. What do you want me to do?
So this is sneaking down towards it, so that we've not cut off the doors yet or anything. Is that right?
No, I'm on the way down.
You're on your way down.
Bear in mind,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't carry weapons.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'll indicate to Mason, because you're here currently. Go assist, help him.
Yeah, everyone's
And it
lost to stress as well because of the bants.
Oh, yeah.
No, this reduces my
I
dice
feel-
pool.
But yeah, I say Mason's on his way. But go down and shut the door. Go down.
Okay. I'll go and override the doors and then meet Mason back.
Yep.
At the skittering.
Yep.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I'm going to story sneak.
Story point sneak, cool. You managed to story point sneak, kind of doing that the proper motion across the
Walk this
floor.
way.
Yeah.
And you get to the airlock.
Okay.
Comtech that thing to
Come on.
wedgie
come
it
on,
open and
chaplain.
I have, how many sixes do I need to succeed?
one always.
I have succeeded. I have 1 6.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You managed to quietly prise off the keypad and hot wire it to ignore most of the commands, and it will just. It sparks a little bit, and it kind of makes a little bit of a noise, and you're like, just in case.
Yeah, shh. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Computers don't talk.
Right, okay.
Says the computer.
Sneak back.
The synthetic.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sneak.
Story sneak back.
Cool. And now you
Still
have. Oh no! Don't update. No, go away.
I still have 1 story point for future sneaking.
Cool.
Sounds good.
And you are now back on the second level with Mason.
Hurrah! Because I now only have 1 story point less than the amount of health that I have.
Oh. Oh no.
Can't employ the use of the medically trained synthetic to heal myself, being the medically trained synthetic that does the healing.
Right. I'm going to send the map.
Physician is not healing thyself. This is the problem.
I'm just making copies of the maps and actually going to send the images to you so you kind of get an idea of what it actually looks like.
Chaplain might possibly have a Haynes manual for chaplain.
Yeah, opens it up.
Like anything to me.
I meant to do this earlier and completely forgot to actually send you them. Oh well.
Chaplain's analysis finds that he was previously employed in Westworld before going on this mission.
But as a saloon girl.
Yes, he was Clementine's sister.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I've not managed to yet see the TV series.
Well, why not? Because season 4 is about to start. You need to
Yeah.
catch up.
Because I don't have access to it
Oh.
because I'm cheap. So you've got the control room and the personnel room. I've just sent that through on the Discord. And so.
It's you said it was a briefing room. It's a briefing theatre. Actually.
Sorry.
And it's on two sides. There's actually two screens, like the old-fashioned cinema.
Yeah. You need to when you go in there. You have to have 3D goggles, otherwise you can't see the person briefing you.
If one side is the good ending and the other side's the bad ending, which one did we get the briefing?
Well, the skittering noise is coming from the right-hand side.
Of the briefing theatre.
Well, it's two theatres technically.
Sorry. The briefing theatre or the... I mean, I'm not there, so it doesn't make a difference, but all the equipment storage.
Briefing theatre.
Cool. Oh.
So...
Well, I ready my pulse rifle. And with...
There is a bit of a pandemic going on there, Mark, yeah. So they do need to socially distance those seats.
I haven't even marked which one's a restricted view.
I know. And then it says, like, oh, you can't pick this one. Go get two. Bastards.
Mason is very close to you. And looking a little bit ill.
A little bit. So,
very black eyes.
Have you done the thing?
Done the thing.
Good.
But in there is the thing.
Yes.
That is the other thing.
You closed all the doors behind you?
Yes.
Good. Then let's hunt this thing.
You'll also notice that there's only one airlock on level B.
Yep.
That's the one which leads down to level C. I'm not showing you level C because it's got things on it that I need to know and you don't.
Horror's too traumatic for us as players to see.
On my map, it's just a very big empty room.
I'm like,
basically,
I can't believe they had a sauna down there as well. Unbelievable.
Okay, what do we need?
How do you want to play this?
I think there are two doors, right? You take one door, I take the other door. Here's my service pistol. And I hand my gun, my service pistol, to my buddy.
Okay. Chapman's not keen to use it, but under the circumstances.
If you have a better way to just murder some aliens, I won't be in your way.
Well, my normal method would be to get you to do it, but under the circumstances, one door too many.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Death or glory?
There is only one door.
What?
Oh, bonus.
There is?
Yeah. There's a door which goes into the right room and there's a door which goes into the left room.
I think, yeah, it looks like Junction B, the text looks like it cuts off a door.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Because
The junction is where... No, it's not. That's not where it happens. Okay.
It's fine. There's only one door, chaps.
yeah, it's great. I take the one door.
Yeah.
So you're gonna protect the one door, and I'm gonna walk in. And
I'll open the door. You do the shooting.
I do the shooting. I'm gonna walk in, and the big yucky thing didn't attack me, but lick me. So I don't think that whatever is inside will see me as a threat.
It probably will once you shoot it.
Yes, but this gives me the opportunity to shoot first.
Okay. We'll ask questions later.
Yes.
That's the Mason way.
You hear on the comms like, look up, first.
Hang on, the voice of experience is coming through.
Yeah. Yeah, currently it's...
You've learned to look up and not accept hugs.
Yep.
Yeah. Although this would be fun. Two beast fighting and me.
Mm.
Well, okay. Let's open this door and look up to the ceiling.
So as you open the door and you look into the room and you scan the ceiling quickly, there's nothing on the ceiling. The room is brightly lit. All the lights are on, like those really harsh, bright white lights that just annoy everybody. And so yeah, you notice off to the right. Hang on, yeah. You scan the ceiling and you then start to scan around. Right near kind of like the front of the auditorium theatre thing, theatre, is a large 8-foot tall warrior alien.
Oh,
And it-
no.
Looks at you.
Is it sitting in our seat on the front row?
It sat there with a newspaper.
No popcorn.
Show it your ticket.
Yeah. Go on.
Got a
you paid for those
flashlight.
seats. You paid for those seats.
It's got one of those old school like ice cream serving things on it.
Yeah, just like.
You're not welcome here, sir. It just kind of looks at you and it kind of leans its head forwards and just kind of slowly walks towards you. It's only about 2 meters away, and it makes it quickly towards you quick enough before you can react to it. Its mouth opens and the tongue thing snickers out towards you slowly, and then it comes back, and its head spins towards the door behind you as it sees Chaplin.
No.
No, 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 no.
And
no.
I will now let you go. Now it's a D10 roll.
Oh.
For who?
Is it
Mason.
what?
All three of you. All
Oh.
two of you, sorry.
I was just say yeah.
So, because I'm the alien, that's why I went 3.
That's like, I'm not in this room. You just hear me shout, "Can I have an update?" What's showing?
We really can use an Iona here.
I rolled a
Mason
5.
Mason is making more friends.
Yes.
That's a
He's got an invisible. He's got an albino friend who likes licking him.
Ooh.
Now he seems to have an 8-foot tall friend who doesn't seem to like his other friend.
So that's a 2 for Chaplin and a 5 for Mason.
No, 5 for Chaplin, 2 for Mason.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh.
I'm not there, so it's fine.
So, you know how I said I couldn't roll dice? I'm sorry, Chaplin. I rolled a 7. So, the alien is going to go and do this. It does a 5. Ooh.
No,
Ooh.
no, not Chaplin. No.
It pushes you aside, Mason.
No.
Run and leaps towards Chaplin. It attacks with its tail. And it does 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Watch me roll absolute appallingly here. Ooh, no,
Oh,
oh shit. Oh, sorry. That actually... Why have I now suddenly rolled really well? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does 5 damage as the tail pierces into your shoulder. And it pulls it towards you. Pulls you towards it,
Towards
sorry.
it. It towards you.
You feel before your last breath, I'm guessing, because that's more damage than you can take.
Yes, I only have 2 health. There's
No!
milk. There's milk. There's milk everywhere. Babe.
But the milk is not just milk; it is a little bit green as well. As you before you kind of shut down. You actually no, hang on. You can actually survive this.
Story point?
Well, no, you can not story points. That doesn't allow you to do that. You can make a save on this because it releases paralyzing venom into you. So you need to make me a stamina roll.
Think of all those marathons you've done, Chaplain.
And that will keep you alive if you manage to get close to the number of damage points.
Okay, I have rolled 1-6.
Okay, yeah, that's not enough.
So with
You are paralyzed. You feel your body go numb, which is actually quite nice because it means you don't feel your lifeblood leaking from you.
as he starts to seize up, Chaplin reaches inside his jacket, pulls out a small moustache, hands it to Mason and says, "I want you to have this." And then just paralyzed with a moustache held out.
How we would have wanted
Yeah.
to go.
Oh, what we will do, as Chaplin is now no longer with us, every time an alien appears, I will let Mark control the alien. You can roll all the dice. You can tell. I can kind of give you the rules, and you can roll all the dice for it and become the aliens. I could send you the stories and things, but I can't be bothered. So
No. Don't worry, carry on.
you can play any bad guys that turn up and whisper from beyond the grave to tell people things.
I'm happy to take the first PC death.
Oh.
It's fine.
And there we go. The alien doesn't seem to realise that you're dead, and kind of picks you up and grabs you and starts to head away and towards the airlock that it doesn't realise that is now shut.
I'll just be leaving.
And it's like it's trying to take it back to the like trying to take Chaplin back to the Queen. So Mason, you've just seen your best friend die. You know what that does to you?
Good things.
Yeah, really good things. Have some more stress. And make a panic roll.
Sure.
And make a roll for putting on the mustache.
I'm so.
I will actually no, because you've got. I will. What I'll do is you can
You get +1
relieve.
for the moustache.
I was going to say you can
+1 stress.
remove 2 stress for the mustache because it is it was a kind offering, and you don't take the extra stress, but you do have to take a panic roll.
Oh, come on.
So just minus 2 stress and a panic roll.
-2. I just take these away.
So I think you should now be on like 4.
4.
I'm at 5,
Five.
but yeah,
Oh, yes, you went to
that's
one,
the lowest I was for
A long time.
a long time.
Chaplin never got a chance to do his forks in the potatoes routine at the end of the mission.
All I will say here is don't use your story point for this because that's an automatic 6.
It's an 8.
8.
8.
Eight.
You the death has affected you, and you start to kind of well up and feel the emotions, and you can't hold your weapon steady as you start to tremble and hold back the tears. You're a -2 to agility. You know this one. You basically had this for most of the
You have
game.
this all the time. Yeah.
You should be used to this by now.
Yeah, you're just shaking all over the place.
Is he rattling and rolling yet?
Oh wait! I've got nerves of steel. I reduce my number by 2, right?
Oh yes. So -2 off that.
I'm at 6.
So yeah, for some reason you're fine.
Angry.
You're just really angry now. It's like it's killed my friend. I must kill it. It's not my friend anymore.
The thing is, this fucker just killed the last being I really care about, and the only person who is not contaminated on this whole fucking planet. I don't have any reasons to
Are
to
you?
be
Are
nice
you?
to
I
anybody.
think I know what you're going to do.
Going to be less nice than shooting people.
No. I don't let. I won't blast any grenades right now. Since I'm in control, and the thing wants to leave towards the queen.
Yeah, but it can't because the airlock is locked.
Yeah, I'm gonna open this fucking airlock for it.
It's in front of you. Oh yeah, no, because it likes you.
It likes me. I'm gonna open the airlock. Please have a walk, my friend.
Damn, that works. Yeah. He's like it's scratching at the airlock because it can't get through, and it can't. It hasn't worked out how to do door handles. It's not a cat.
Don't worry, it's all right. We all have been there. Let me help you.
Yeah, and
become the best version of yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. And it goes down and goes say hello to Mummy.
Sporting a new mustache as well.
I'm gonna wear this mustache now.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna close the airlock behind the creature.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take my service pistol and show them like.
Oh, you don't have your service pistol. You gave that to Chaplin.
Ground.
You gave it to Chaplin, and Chaplin has just left with it.
I think he might have dropped it by dying.
Paralyzed. Tight grip.
Has it stuck in his hand?
Okay, great. This
And
can be an asset.
milk.
Yeah.
Take the whole hand.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be gummed up and everything. Yeah. it's not
You could
good.
use you could take the hand off and then beat people to death with a
Smack
milky
it, yeah.
hand.
Okay, great. Then I'm gonna just grab my rifle and return to the bridge.
Okay. Now, Silver and Iona, you are probably unaware of what has just happened.
Sure.
So, yeah, Mason returns alone.
Well, where's Chaplin?
Yeah, where's
Mason?
Chaplin? Yeah, where's Chaplin?
Is he on his way?
He's on his way to the big server.
Oh,
The warrior that we somehow overlooked took him.
okay. Did you get your job done that you went down for?
No, I didn't kill the warrior because then I also would be dead.
How come the warrior didn't attack you?
The same reason it wouldn't attack you in an hour or so. Because we're all infected.
What?
The black goo and stuff, the thing that happened to all of us. I'm just like more creepy and more advanced right now.
Right.
And this leads me to the very interesting question. Are the nukes ready?
They're going off in about 5 hours' time.
Yeah. There's a countdown on the desk. I point to it.
Why did we put it to 5 hours?
We couldn't set it any earlier.
What?
We wanted to, we needed to get up into space to escape. That was the plan.
So what you're saying is we're gonna go to space now and take the infection with us.
Well, presumably somebody out there can help us. Like if we describe our stuff, we'll be okay.
You mean people like the military or UNT who made us this way?
Yeah, space 111.
You mean the people who send soldiers after other people to retract or kill them?
Okay, you are clearly. I can understand. It's very upsetting.
Yes.
Chaplin's not here anymore. But look, we got to get back. We've got a report to say that this whole planet.
What's going to happen next? How long does it take until we find somebody who is not our enemy, who dropped black goo on the whole planet to come to us and listen to us before we aren't people anymore? The answer is they won't be here in time. I saw all of this shit happen before. Last time I survived. This time I don't intend to.
There must be a cure.
There must be.
There isn't. And if there is, we won't be given one. We will be signed off as another successful experiment or stuff like this.
I am not dying on this planet.
You see how the orders were given to the people. Bring back the soldiers who were in our situation just a few hours ago. We were the hunters. We were there to bring them back, not to save them. We won't be safe.
We need to at least let people know what is happening on this planet, and all the communications.
How?
We get up there. Maybe because as far as I remember, all the communications have gone off on this planet. If we can at least get up and explode, then maybe at least then people can see something. We can leave logs or something like that, but we just need to get off this planet and destroy whatever is down there. Can you at least help us with that?
Yes, that's my point. We need to destroy whatever is on this planet. If we do the same thing as all the other people we saw on the streets, explode in giving birth to these creatures someplace else. We brought this there. We can't leave this planet.
But if we can at least go up and send a message.
And what then?
Just as a quick point, the thing is actually travelling up already. You've already set the elevator off.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, but
I am so cross.
He's just annoyed that Iona's going to lose the eBay bid.
All right. So we're on our way. Sorry, we're on our way up.
Yes.
Things okay.
And I don't think that we should reach wherever we are going. Because whoever we will encounter isn't prepared for us, for what we carry with us.
I really wanted that surfboard.
I know.
As you have this conversation, and it kind of goes round and round in circles for 15-20 minutes, the elevator is still going up. You break atmosphere, or what minimal atmosphere that this moon has, and you kind of enter the stratosphere. You notice outside of the windows that are there, just kind of in your periphery, as you're kind of trying to convince Sergeant Major Mason that you don't really want to die, that there is a lot of wreckage in this vicinity. There's a lot of ruined spacecraft around. And then suddenly, there's a great jolt as if something has hit the tether that holds the space elevator on the rope thing, the thing that is going up. You hear twisting, groaning metal. The elevator tilts, as if maybe the tether has bent. It goes up a little bit longer. It is then hit. You actually feel a massive jolt within the elevator itself. And it comes to a grinding halt. The power flickers. And you hear the emergency sirens go as the emergency brakes have kicked in.
Sounds like somebody coughing.
Yep, Pretty much.
Oh.
That's the brake screechy sound.
Oh, horrible.
Oh no, sorry, wrong one. The brakes don't kick in. The brakes do the opposite thing, and it starts to rocket up at great speed.
Oh no.
You look out the window and you notice that it is rocketing up at great speed towards the wreck of a ship.
Can we stop this elevator? Can we press?
Can I?
The stop button.
If I'm at the desk, is there anything to like pause it or slow it down?
You notice that the brakes are buggered. You would be able to fix them, but it will take time, and you are rapidly running out of time.
This would be the perfect moment to open the door for the aliens, right?
On the third floor.
On the sea floor, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, bottom floor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should pop down and do that.
Oh, luckily we have now the option to do this from here.
Yeah, is there a button here on the desk that does that?
Yeah.
Thanks to my dead friend, Chaplin.
All right, Go on, Iona, you're going to say something?
I was going to say, is this computer spare? Because I was going to go on Space eBay and make some outrageous bids.
Go for it. You're going to snipe like million space bucks on loads of different things.
Whatever.
I'm just gonna just slam the button down, like J. Jonah Jameson style, like get me pictures of aliens. Like, smack the button to vent the creatures.
This works, but because of the damage that has happened to the tether and the elevator itself from this collision, as the doors open and it starts to vent, it starts to rotate and starts to spin because the atmosphere has pushed the elevator around. You're not sure whether the aliens have been injected. You're not sure whether the aliens have been injected or not because you can't see down. But yeah, you're slowly spinning around, and going up at great speed towards this vast wreck that you will collide into soon.
Is there not like manual piloting things I can look?
There, as you are spinning around, you do notice outside that there are escape craft floating around from the wreckage.
Okay.
And you do think that if you could get into the systems, you could probably bring one of them across to you, or you could spacewalk across to them.
If we get in a spacesuit, a spacesuit.
You should. I think you're already all in them. There's the radiation suits.
Yes.
Yeah, from last time. Yeah.
We could use this as a spacesuit and get. Like, did you ever see that classic old film Gravity?
Oh yeah, classic. That was
the old film.
Yeah.
One of them old 2D ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not 4D.
Mm.
Now. So sorry. So you said we can walk across and get it, or we can bring one to us.
Yeah, you'd need to try and hack the autopilot, which can Comtech it.
I could, or I could use my final story point to just bash another button. Because I can't walk, so I'm like, no, it comes to me.
Well, it's not walk. You'd like space walk.
Sure. No, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use my, because I've said it now. I'm gonna use that story point to get.
Cool. Okay, you managed to hack the autopilot. You get inside one of the escape pod's systems, Now you need to pilot it back. Or pilot it to
I look over to Iona.
I know how to drive an APC. This is just like an APC, but in 3D space with no wheels and no tape deck.
Nope.
It's all right. You can hum the tune now whilst you're driving it over.
It's a -2 piloting check, so piloting -2 dice, because it's a bit fried as a system. So yeah.
I'm watching Mason and all this time, by the way.
No, nothing.
You
No,
can always push the roll.
Oh yeah.
you can take stress and re-roll
Yeah,
all your
let's take a
fails.
stress.
Re-roll all your
re-roll
fails.
plus a stress die.
Yep, or re-roll any non-6s, essentially.
What's bad?
Still nothing?
Still nothing. Can I get more stressed?
No,
Do it once.
you're gonna do it once. So
Sorry, story. Can I story point it? Is it too late? Should have done it earlier.
should have done it earlier. Technically,
I'm just gonna be annoyed and think about Spacey, mate.
there is still you realize that you can't bring it in safely to the spinning elevator. You can get it close, but you'd still have to go out and then space walk to it.
All right, let's go. Because if you've got that, if that's the closest you can, we'll go, Mason. We'll go, Iona. Are you coming, Mason?
To what end?
Who's won the war that's fighting here? Are we going to get picked up by our side or the other side?
The space commies pushed through the defenses and dropped the black goo on the planet. So I guess they won. We were left behind because they knew that the attack would be coming.
What about then if we get on this shuttle, go to their ship, turn into aliens, kill them all?
From what you can see, there's no real ships left up in space.
Just hang out.
The escape craft, luckily, is one with FTL, so it can go faster than light. It can take you wherever you want to go. You can go to Hawaii, Space Hawaii, and
Space Hawaii,
and just kill so many people who were just happy to buy some space surfboards on Space Bay and ruin their vacations.
Well, what are you saying, Mason? What are we going to do? Blow ourselves up? Or just sit here and all turn into monsters and see which one of us wins?
I really want to see how Silver turns into an alien because they've got no legs.
it'd be like the dog alien from Alien 3.
I actually start laughing.
I know what, Mason, you're going to turn first.
Yes.
Maybe you should go down and see if we manage to get rid of all those aliens out the airlock.
I can do this. I just want to hear what are you gonna do?
We'll just open the airlock while you're down there, blast you out into space.
And what are you gonna do about yourself? Will you get to this safe pod and bring doom to other people who will also lose their best friends?
I was born to space surf. maybe there's a way we can just, I don't know, space surf into oblivion. Just let me wait for that eBay delivery to arrive.
Are you a premium customer, so they would bring it to you hastily?
I didn't do the I just did normal standard Space Royal Mail.
Mason, is there nothing waiting for you back home at all? If Iona has space eBay, do you have anything?
You think I have some resemblance of a normal life after I lived through something like this before. Something except my medication and further help from my supervisors to make sure that I stay in line and be functional. Being sent from squad to squad to squad again to end up here.
That wouldn't be medication to stop the alien infection, would it? Just need to ask.
I was handled as if I was imagining all of this. So of course, there was no talk of any cure.
So no one will come looking for you?
No.
I shoot Mason. I shoot Mason with my pistol.
Okay.
Great. Roll it.
I will. Let me see. That's don't have any stress currently.
See what happens when you have too many pot noodles.
Oh, that is no successes. Can I push combat rolls,
Yeah.
David?
I'm gonna let you push this one.
Uh,
Fire 2 shots off.
Yeah. Annoyingly, no. Didn't hit. I know. Fuck.
The shaking and juddering of and spinning of the space station is throwing you off because your lack of balance for lower half reasons.
Yep. I shout to Iona, get to the pod, get to the chopper, get to the pod.
You just try and shoot him.
Get out.
Because I'm right.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Run.
I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
As you start running, Mason, are you shooting Iona?
Yes.
Okay.
But I am at -2 agility, so let's see.
Don't you have story points?
I didn't use my story point.
You know, no, I want this to be a dice roll. I don't want to story point any of this.
No.
Agility, range combat 5, 10 dice, 11 dice. Maybe for once I'm gonna hit something.
No.
Oh no, not this one.
I have 2 successes. Damage 2.
So that's
Twice.
4 damage. So you have armor, Iona.
I do.
So roll that many dice and get 4 sixes. Or take.
Where's my armor? Where's my armor?
Armor,
6.
You got
So 6 dice.
My armor stressed.
to roll 6
Nope,
dice.
no stress on.
Nope.
I hoped my armor was a bit stressed.
If your armor gets stressed, then you lose points of armor.
1, 6.
So you take 3 points of damage.
And did we decide we had 10?
Yeah, we decided to
Altogether.
ignore the fact that the character sheets are
Yeah.
wrong.
That only had 4. So I had 7 before this.
And you've just taken
So-
another 3.
I'm going to take 3, and I'm no mathematician because I'm dead.
Oh.
And as
Mason
my body
just
flies forward out of the helmet band of my hat, a postcard of Hawaii
No.
flutters
No.
out with a bullet hole in it. It says greetings from Hi.
Oh no.
Oh.
And it sort of floats gently down. And you sort of hear like the noise of an eBay,
Ping.
someone winning on eBay in the background.
That's how we would have wanted to go.
In the back of the head.
Fuck.
Damn. Brutal.
If we had any eBay sponsorship, we would
It's
lose
gone
it.
now, yeah.
Thanks for ruining sponsorship for the channel there, Tom and James. You've just killed my only chance of ever getting eBay sponsorship.
Or helmets, or army helmets.
Yeah.
Or aliens in general. Like
Yeah.
It's way open for Craigslist though.
Space
Slightly used.
Yeah.
Bit bloodstained, but perfectly serviceable. Okay. Yeah. Mason, you just killed Iona. Silver, you failed to kill Mason. The space elevator is getting very, very close to the wreckage.
my way
So-
out of here is gone. So
You're a little bit stuck now, I feel, Silver.
Captain,
Mason.
I think I'm gonna look now how many of them are left. I have 7 grenades left. Do you have any reasonable orders?
Tell you what. You go deal with them. And then I'll wait here and then you can deal with us. If you think
Great.
that's the best way.
Do you want to come along for the ride?
You know what? I'm fed up of being a doll for this. So I'll let you have all the glory.
Great. Yeah, I shoulder my rifle and gonna venture down to level Z.
I'm going to slightly butcher physics here. In a very small way that makes Mason suddenly incredibly strong. As Mason heads down to floor level B and goes to the airlock that leads to level C, something clicks in Mason's head that the doors to level C have not been closed. There will still be vacuum down there.
That's right.
As you open the airlock to level C, all of the atmosphere is sucked through this small hole. Small little person-sized hole, hatch in the floor. Mason, you go first, knowing what's going to happen. Silver,
Can I not put my seatbelt on?
you are not prepared
No.
for this. You desperately struggle and grasp at objects as you are slowly dragged and beaten through the command center towards the hole, fully realizing what has just happened. And you are slowly sucked down and out through the hole. Now you are still wearing your environment suit.
Mm.
Make me an armor check, please.
Ooh. Oh, well. In the great vacuum of space, how long is this gonna... One success.
One success. This, as you tumble down and you head towards the stairs that lead from level A to level B, the suit catches on a railing and rips. In a way, you feel that this is better than drifting aimlessly, waiting for your air supply to run out. And you just accept your fate as you are sucked through and out into space. And we shall end there as Mason and Silver float off into the distance.
The credits roll.
Yeah.
That's Mason's body goes over to one side.
And
Post-credit scene where Chaplin comes back online and goes, "Where is everybody?"
I was only gone for a moment.
And there we go. A destroyer of... Oh, and no, also, just as you're floating off into space, the last thing that Mason sees is the nukes go off, destroying Fort Nebraska, just as your air runs out.
Technically, these are grenades.
Yeah, cool. So Fort Nebraska blows up in a fiery ball of nuclear death. And everybody else is dead as well. That's quite impressive that we managed to kill 4 people in one episode. Considering it took us about 5 episodes to kill just the first one. So there we go. That is the end of Alien Destroyer of Worlds. The second part to a 3-part campaign. We did not play the first part of the campaign. But there
We're
is...
not playing the third part.
No,
Because you're all dead?
we're all dead.
It's 3 different worlds with 3 different groups of Marines. So, but yeah, there we go. What we shall do now, if depending on what everyone wants to do, we can take our 10-minute break, and then come back and discuss death, if people want to, or we can just to kind of give our final thoughts as to kind of how it all went and everything. But I wouldn't mind getting a drink.
I'm good for a break and a debrief. That sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, sweet. So we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. See you all in a minute. Bye.
Yeah.
Space
Welcome.
Biscuit.
Space biscuits.
Space biscuits. Yes. Hello, everybody. We're talking about space biscuits. Lidl, Space Lidl doing space biscuits. Yeah, so we're back. There is a kind of signing off thing, an epilogue thing for this scenario. I did mention it to everyone a minute ago, in offline. But yeah, it's apparently starts off with the final PCs signing off and giving a report to the USCMC, but they're all dead, so we're going to skip over that because everybody's dead, Dave, everybody's dead.
Wouldn't it be just like this is Captain Silver signing off? Oh, what's that whistling?
What's that? Yeah, absolutely.
You're just about to give your report through, and you just
let me tell you, Mason. What a
Mason is a
yeah, exactly.
And as you're going through, all you just see is a moustache kind of floating through the air.
So like the episode of Doctor Who set in the library.
Yes.
So cool. So we'll just kind of go around and give our kind of final thoughts on this. So the Destroyer of Worlds last year, in the RPG Ennies, which is kind of like the big RPG awards, won a load of awards. So for best maps, which you've seen most of them of, and some other things that I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's an award-winning story, and the next part is up for some awards at UK Games Expo, I think, for like best scenario. I can't remember, but yeah, Free League are kind of putting things out and doing really well with it. But I think we'll go through and we'll start with James. Kind of this is your second RPG, really, but your first kind of long play, because you played Versen with me once.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So what are kind of your impressions of getting into murder in space? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was really fun. I really like the first two Alien films.
The only two.
Yeah. So I was quite very excited to be in that world and pretend to be in that world. And I could really, having never played this sort of game before at all, really got in. Is it called an RPG?
RPG, yeah.
Yeah. Having never played that.
Not a rocket propelled grenade, so it's not Mason heavy, but really. I got into it as much as I thought I would, which was great, and had a fun character, and it was really, it was just really fun, and I thought everyone sort of did it really well, and however organically, or I don't know how much you were leading the story particularly, but there were some, it just felt like it all quite came naturally out of what we were doing, which was really nice. Yeah,
a couple of bits, obviously, when you said you should probably go this way.
Yeah, being a storyteller, GM, a lot of the time you can make yourself look good by choosing the correct cast. And so having you guys, like especially you, James, and Fiona, who are just two inherently naturally funny people.
Possibly not for this particular game. Maybe you should be a bit more serious. I don't know.
I'll screw that. I'm not that serious. I do horror games, but not serious stuff. Having good players who just kind of get into their characters and enjoy it makes my job so much easier. Occasionally dropping hints as to kind of things going on in the world. So yeah, it's been great fun having you and your ability to fit into roles. I'm sorry that we killed Hammer, I think, in the first time that they showed up, though.
Second time, they killed a doctor first time.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
So I think they made an impression.
A lasting.
In the floor, a lasting impression in the floor because they melted the floor.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. We'll go, Mark, have you got any final thoughts? Other than I killed you too early?
Not at all. It was the last session. It wasn't too early. It was, when you expect people to start dying in a game like this. It's a typical free league game, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's light on mechanic. The mechanics work well. It's heavy on storytelling and fun to play, and you know, all of their stuff works like that I've had experience of.
I can think of 2 games instantaneously that use the same system but are not rules light.
Well, they're obviously ones that I have not had experience of.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they'd be kind of.
Vesson and Tales from the Loop are both, you know, work in a very similar way and work very well.
Yeah.
Are ones that I've played. So I thought it was a good mix. You know, if you're going to play horror, it's good to lighten it because it makes it much more enjoyable for people who are just listening in, and it gives a chance for a bit of banter in the chat as well as in the APV.
Yeah, the bands certainly helped every now and then.
Yes, agreed.
I do love the fact that they've actually given the rule and they call it bants. So nice little.
So no, I thought it was great.
Cool.
Okay. I mean, you know, Tom killed people, but then he always does.
Yeah.
Tom is secretly a mass murderer. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
We started with Tom killing people, and we finished with Tom killing people.
It's technically not dead at the end, really, because his suit was not compromised.
But it will be once the alien spots out.
He's just going to turn into an alien, and he'll probably be the one that does infect the next things.
He's the enemy in the next game. It's got a Mason face which falls off, and then it's the alien.
Ooh.
I think Mason is going to die in the knowledge that the thing that he's carrying with him will also die.
Do you want to also know the really fun thing? This is going to really annoy Tom.
Sure.
Well, it's not going to annoy Tom, but it's probably going to annoy everybody
else.
Tom Mason was the only one infected.
What?
Silver and Iona were not infected.
Oh no! What?
Oh no!
Okay.
Whoops.
Because they succeeded at the stealth roll, you didn't see them attack, and they were never anywhere near the aliens, so they never got attacked. So it was never actually seen that they weren't infected.
I just assumed that.
Oh no, because you were attacked because you were attacked outside the lift.
Yeah, and I assumed because they are in a very early stage.
No, they just weren't. They weren't infected.
I generally thought I was. That's why I did the last
the black goo.
Yeah.
Has a chance to infect you, but doesn't always cause it. Because the 4 Marines that you were originally after, the AWOLs,
they were infected.
No.
Oh.
Not all of them were. The 2 who obviously turned into aliens were. The one that Mason shot in the head was infected, but it wasn't an active infection. It actually the disease that they were trying to impregnate people with had worked and turned them into a super soldier. And the other one was the one who was in hospital, who you chopped the arm off of and killed, was not infected at all.
But they had something on.
No, sorry, it was the other way around. The one the one in the hospital was infected. The one that Mason shot originally was not infected in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I wasn't there for that episode, so it's fine.
Yeah. So Mason just killed 2 people. Outright murder.
That's hilarious.
3.
And me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just killed one of the AWOLs.
Yeah.
So
Mason is a trigger happy murderer. You only killed people who were not infected.
Mason. No.
No one's ever going to trust Tom in a game ever again.
Let's go back to that save point. We'll restart it. All right. So Mason, do you shoot?
Yes.
No.
You're worse than every single alien. No
Yeah,
alien
you're-
killed more than you.
You were the alien this whole time. How?
I was the alien this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the one who wanted to set the nukes up and blow the planet up. There could still have been innocent people down there who were not infected.
Oh,
All
wow.
the aliens wanted to do was lick your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we should've-
Yeah.
oh, yeah, but we didn't see them licking your face. We were too busy trying to save our own skins. So.
I was pretty open about being infected for 2 sessions.
Yeah, but you were also carrying me, so I didn't want to do anything in case you dropped me.
Yeah.
And also, you weren't here last session, so I didn't want to. I think like if we tried to kill you when you weren't here, that's a bit shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was ready to kill you
Thank you.
as soon as
Yeah.
you got out of line.
You mean as soon as he shot you?
You had right at the start, got out of line.
You're like, oh, whoa.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, this,
Well,
it's been a journey. It's been
It
a
has
journey.
It's been a journey.
have there been ways to discover that not everybody who gets in contact with the goo?
The only
Yeah.
reason that you
I mean-
you worked it out. You wouldn't have really known, and I pushed the fact that you became infected to level 2 just for the comedy value of it. So it doesn't always show itself. So you wouldn't have known. So if I hadn't
You would have
pushed,
known either way.
you wouldn't have known either way. So if I hadn't have pushed the infected level 2 onto Mason, you would still have just kind of think just weird itchy eyes because of the black goop. You wouldn't have known, the characters wouldn't have known they were actually properly infected or not infected with the Draconis strain.
We have seen the transformation on the streets.
Yeah.
That's why I assumed that everybody would turn into an alien
Well,
at the end.
I mean, I think we all thought that as well because we were like, what are we gonna do?
Mm.
So yeah, I think your reaction was completely valid.
Yeah, so it's
Why
it's-
not? Like,
it depends on how
it's
you
gonna-
want to play it really. So you could have just kind of go, no, we're fine, don't worry about it. So, but yeah, you could have obviously survived. You could have all got into the FTL thing, escape pod, and gone off somewhere. It was just meant to be a very, very quick, panicky, oh my god, we're all going to die, how do we escape ending. But, well, you all got murdered instead. So,
That was good.
Yeah. I guess the
Fitting.
thing for because I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the system in terms of like, because I've obviously played Things from the Flood, which is a similar mechanic as well. I think the only thing we talked about this a little bit off stream as well. I know we played a bit around with the health for us. So for those people at home, on the pre-gen sheets there is boxes for health, which are 10. So not naturally, we all have 10 health, and that's not the case. We all have rubbish health that equals to our strength scores. So originally I had like 3 health, but we didn't find this out until like 6 sessions in.
yeah.
I'd
But that's
already lost more health than
We'd
I had.
already died, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think, because I guess so. Obviously, we were very good at like dealing with the certain threats, but it feels like to me like I don't even know if you could get to the end with any of the characters, right? Like I assume you could maybe get to that because the first act was so long, which was great, and then obviously it speeds up. I didn't think, if we got 3 health, 4 health, or whatever, like I don't expect anyone to survive past like Act 1, just because of the way things were going.
I think you would have survived Act 1. The only time that it really kind of got bad was when Hammer got eaten by the alien. That was the only point where actually any kind of combat really happened, because the alien dropped on you and missed in the space in the police station.
And then everyone teamed up on that alien, thankfully, because I was missing with my gun as well in that session.
Yes, but yeah, so I do think that. I think we missed a few things in there, maybe with some of the armor saves and damage rolls and things, but I think the fact that we got to the end and we had a fun ending did it. I'm iffy on the speed that the stress ramps up for me. I think it goes a little bit too quickly. It's a little bit too harsh. I kind of understand it, but it's very, very, very quick and easy to suddenly end up with lots of stress and therefore just unable to do anything. And each time you roll a panic roll, you end up with more stress, which can then kick off other people's stress, and you can end up in a circle. I didn't play it that way. I just like, no.
Yeah, I guess it's definitely something you'd have to regulate quite a lot, I think. And maybe that's easier in person rather than online. I don't know. Because again, because of the combat stuff as well. So like the initiative, I know in person you get a little stack of cards, right?
Yeah, one to 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 10, which is I think it's a really cool mechanic, and I guess you can do that with like online, like Roll20s to have a stack. Right? I mean, your solution of the D10s worked very well, I thought, but it seems such a shame to have like a cool set of cards, but then not be able to. It's like when I looked at the rule book, it didn't seem to be like an alternative other than like use playing cards.
Yeah, it's like,
instead
well, no, just use
why is not an online equivalent? Like obviously, again, like I said, I know you can have equivalents online, but it doesn't tell you in the book. That,
Yeah. Well, so we have played Destroyer of Worlds, which was released at the same time that they released just before they released the expansion called Colonial Marines, which is designed to run as a group of Marines like we did here. The main rulebook offers you the actual ability to play space truckers. You can run an entire campaign of being space truckers and probably never meet any of the aliens because it's got its own universe, and you can basically just run around and do politics and space trucking and stuff like that. So it's not purely based around Alien. You can go and explore the rest of the universe as well. And I would love at some point to kind of delve into that side of it and actually just have a bit of fun of just being a trucker around space.
There's so much lore to it.
Yeah.
Like that first couple of first 10 pages, 20 pages, there's just full on like here's all the Alien films plus more, and you're like, oh my god, so much stuff, which is great, but it's just like it's very tiny writing.
Yeah, what they've actually managed to...
I've got old lady eyes now, so...
What Free League managed to do with the Alien RPG is this is now the official Alien universe. So all of the kind of books and things that were released beforehand, which created an expanded universe, and all the computer games and things, none of them really fit together because it just kind of was a lot of fans doing it and stuff. As far as I'm aware now, the lore and the universe that is set in the RPG is the Alien universe.
That's really cool.
Kind of trying to tie everything together. Unfortunately, it does mean that the wooden world doesn't exist of Alien 3 fame. But, oh well. Anyway, we can probably continue talking. Like, me and Fiona can probably go on for hours about this. So
yeah, I'm very aware. I can be like, you can also play children in the core rule book. Anyway.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly. Why? Imagine Tales from the Loop, but with the alien. No.
No.
Anyway.
Tom did bad things in Things from the Flood already.
I remember.
I remembered like seeing Fiona's eyes when Tom said that. It was like we knew exactly what was going to happen. He's like, ugh.
Yep.
We're not going to explain it. Go and watch it if you want to know.
In Tales from the Loop, though, the children
can't die. Yes,
I suspect in Alien they very much can.
They can, which is why I don't really think it should be there.
Mostly.
Nope.
Yeah. Unless you just kind of movie ruled it and go, nope, kid always survives.
Yeah.
Right. So
the rule.
We're probably not going to come back to Alien for quite some time. But we do have something being planned. There's a lot more things going to be planned for the channel. I'm currently in the process of setting up moving countries, so I'm being a bit slack. But I have asked Mark to run something for us. Hopefully with the same group of players. We seem to be all in agreement with it. So, Mark, would you like to explain what I'm making you do?
Yes. Yes. David is making me run.
I've got a whip out and everything.
Against
We'll do it.
will.
A Solemn Veil campaign. So, for those that don't know, Solemn Veil kickstarted relatively recently from Dirty Vortex.
Yep.
I have had the plain text version of the Solemn Veil rulebook since the alpha, about a year before the Kickstarter, because we did some promo, Tracy and I, with Dirty Vortex and Red Moon role playing to do a couple of campaigns to promote Kickstarter.
It was very good.
It is available on the Folklore Podcast website if you want to listen to it. Tom has played one session of Solemn Veil with me. Didn't go well, did it? Not for you, anyway.
Not for me, but it was a very fun game.
There we go. Yes.
Did you kill anybody, Tom?
Did I? I don't think so.
All the murders just blur into one at some point for Tom.
Oh, I shot somebody. Yes.
There we go.
Death in Solemn Veil is not always what you expect it to be, though.
Excellent.
So, Solemn Veil is set in the 1970s in the rural West Country, Devon, Cornwall.
We all have to wear beige and flat caps.
Okay.
So, no mobile phones, no easy communication apart from 2p pushed into a telephone in a red public call box, and so on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much driven by traditional folk horror narratives. So, in fact, the front of the rule book names Blood on Satan's Claw and films like that as the kind of thing to expect. Yeah. The rule book is great because it populates the village of Solemn Veil completely. All of the characters' backstories are in there, how they interact with each other, what they all get up to. So you can get some really interesting narratives between the characters. The mechanics are really easy. You only have 3 abilities: body, mind, and soul. And within those 3 abilities, you can pick 2 facets to flesh out each one. Only the abilities have any kind of numerical mechanism to them. The facets are there purely to allow you to have more fun with your character. So they don't have to be necessarily positive facets. You could be athletic, or you could be funny, or you could be completely accident prone and bump into everything. You know, you can do whatever you like, and we'll do a session 0 before the next Twitch to get all that going.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
So you work through a series of challenges which get progressively harder as the GM decides, really, as you go through the campaign. So dice rolls to succeed or fail, very much like we've been doing. The equivalent of what you would probably call stress in Solemn Veil is the weird pool. So every character has a weird pool, WYRD, which is kind of the pool of strangeness, and different things. Each part of the narrative is split into scenes. You have a fresh weird pool for each scene. If you fail rolls, the weird pool can grow. You can draw from the weird pool in order to improve rolls, but things get more weird if you do. So the story gets stranger and more paranormal, if you like, as you go through, depending on how you use the weird points that your character accumulates. We can go into more detail later, but the rule book has a couple of brief narratives just to kind of set the scene. It's nothing to do with any of the campaigns. They're just there to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. So they're fairly short. I'll read you one of the 2.
Yes, please.
Just to give you an idea.
Everyone sit comfortably for story time.
Yeah, I'm ready for a good night's sleep.
You're listening to the wrong story.
Oh no.
Constable Angela Brown tutted and shook her head as she shooed the stray sheep back into its fencing. She wiped the sweat from her brow with her black sleeve and replaced her hat on her head, straightening it neatly and waving her arm at the old farmer, who was thanking her profusely. Anders, you can't be calling me up every time you have a breakout. They're thinking me a laughing stock down at the station, chasing sheep all hours of the day. Oh, but you're always such a dear, Angie. The flock likes you, they do. Well, you tell them all that they should stay put, or I'll be lighting them on a plate next time. Oh, you are a devil, you are, Angie. So I'll go on with you. Angela laughed, waving away the ageing farmer's smiles. Walking over back to her police car, Angela stepped inside and seated herself. She felt tired all of a sudden, the weight of it all feeling heavy on her shoulders. Back to the station, more jeers and jokes from the boys and an evening wrangling drunks outside the pub. Angela exhaled loudly, checked her mirrors, and pulled away down the lane. Maybe today would be different, Angela thought to herself. Maybe today she'd foil a robbery, or find missing jewels, or any one of the things she'd imagined herself doing back when she was a 10-year-old red-headed girl putting plastic handcuffs on the boys in school. She'd almost convinced herself that today might be the day when she came across the tyre tracks in the road. Angela leant forward in her seat and brought her car to a stop. She'd half risen from her vehicle when the smell hit her, and she instinctively brought a hand to her face. Oh, she said quietly to herself. She darted back into the car and snatched up her radio. Her fingers felt numb, and she fumbled the little plastic handle for a moment before she got a grip on the button. Sergeant, it's Angela, Constable Brown. Sergeant, there's been a terrible accident. Sergeant Bounds pulled to a stop and looked at himself in the rearview mirror as the police car idled beside the country road. He gave a tug on his moustache. He checked his hair, straightened his shirt, and he took a moment to make sure his name badge was clean and shiny, briskly buffing it with his pressed black sleeve. There was no rush. Angela was writing in her notebook as Bounds strode over to her, and he acknowledged the junior constable with a curt nod. She looked flustered, her eyes wide and puffy. Oh, thanks for coming out so quick, Sergeant, Angela said. I was in the area, it's no problem. What do we have here, Angie? He asked. Oh, I don't recognise the car, Sergeant. Looks like it might be out-of-towners, she responded, pointing with her pen at the wreck. Sergeant Bounds gave a grunt of agreement and looked at the ruined car. The little hatchback was overturned in the ditch, looking like it had taken a few rolls on the way there. The metal was scorched so black from the flames that only a few spots still showed through as red. Well, I certainly don't recognise the vehicle, said the sergeant. How about the driver? Not much left of him, poor guy. He must have been trapped in there, way I see it. Oh, the crash was what done for him. Angela shook her head slowly. Sergeant Bounds took a few slow steps closer, the heat from the wreck bringing a flush to his face from 10 feet away. He squatted down to get a good look for himself and tutted. In the dirt, not too far from the broken driver's side window, something glinted, trodden into the grass. Bounds palmed the heavy bronze key ring as he stood and slipped it into his front pocket. What a way to go, that's for sure, he sighed and turned to face his young constable. Definitely no one I recognise, though. Whoever they weren't from Solemn Vale. Must have been some joyrider. Maybe drunk, got lost, driving too fast, didn't know the roads, got reckless. Yeah, that's what I figured too. Right old shame. Angela wrote the last of her details and folded up her notebook. Sergeant Bounds gave her a pat on the shoulder. Thanks for helping out, Angela. I'll send some lads up from the village to help you get this all cleaned up. Won't look good to any nice, careful drivers coming past a burned-out old wreck. Not at all, Sergeant. Sergeant Bounds smiled. Wouldn't want to give the wrong impression about Solemn Vale. It's a nice place to live. That it is, Angela replied, before hastily catching herself. Sergeant. Sergeant Bounds found himself whistling as he cruised back towards the village, knowing every curve of the road like the back of his own leathery hands. He raised a hand to wave cheerily at the old folks outside the post office as he pulled up, and gave a nod to a passing couple taking a sprightly walk to the pub for lunch. Everyone knew Sergeant Bounds, and he always wore a smile for the people of Solemn Vale. He came to the little rusted phone booth and popped inside, fishing for a 10-pence piece in his pocket. The coin clattered down into the machine as he held the receiver to his ear and dialed the number from memory. He took a very deep breath. The line clicked after 3 rings. The expected voice answered, little more than a murmur on the end of the line. Sergeant Bounds was the one to speak. "All taken care of, no surprises," he said, looking out at the warm day beyond the smeared glass of the phone booth. "No, no problem at all. No more family we know of. Don't worry, we'll keep a close eye on things down here." Bounds listened to the throaty whisper on the line. A bead of sweat formed at the back of his neck. He unconsciously tugged at and then immediately straightened his shirt collar with his free hand before replying. No, sir, I was very careful. He stammered for words and tried to relax his voice. He took another deep breath. "What I meant to say was, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. You have my word." He listened, the words from the other end of the line barely audible, but each one adding to the weight of the rocks in his stomach. "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I won't let you down, Chief Inspector." Sergeant Bounds replaced the receiver on the hook and took a deep breath. He ran his fingers over his moustache to make sure it was nice and neat. He checked his smile in the reflective metal information plate on the front of the phone. Some yobbo had written a phone number and some disgusting comments in a biro on the interior of the booth door, and Bounds shook his head. The youth of today. Unacceptable. Opening the booth, Sergeant Bounds strode out into Solemn Vale. He jerked out a finger at a child and barked a stern remark to keep his bicycle off the grass, and then, with his next stride, shook the hand of the passing milkman and inquired after his mother's health. It was going to be a lovely morning. Sergeant Bounds knew everyone in Solemn Vale. A pair of skipping children's feet rustled the undergrowth of the forest. The afternoon light was dappling the world with heavy shadows as the boy and girl chased one another towards the fields near the edge of town. Beside them, keeping a close eye on the laughing children, strode Kenza, her heavy old walking stick at her side, thick layers of her old leather coat rustling. The tall woman strode slowly and calmly through the trees, one massive boot in front of the other, keeping the rhythm of the song she hummed under her breath. Kenza always took her time. She'd walked this forest for so long, Kenza knew every twist and turn, every smell of the mossy ground. Her calloused old hands knew the bark of every tree she passed, and she reached to touch them in a quiet show of respect. The little boy knelt among the grass up ahead, examining a wide white mushroom. Kenza tapped her stick against the nearby tree and got the boy's attention. "Well then, lad, do you know it?" The boy leant over to look at the cap closer before he answered. "It's not a poisonous one. I don't recognise it from your book." "That's right. It's good eating, that one. What's its name?" Kenza said, nodding her head toward the fungus. The boy mulled it over a moment before finally beaming out, "It's the penny bun." Kenza gave a warm smile to the boy and trod over to him to pat him on the head. "Good lad. You've got a mind for the forest. Go find your sister now. She's run off up ahead, eh?" The child darted off in pursuit of the little girl, and Kenza knelt to pick the bulbous mushroom from its place in the dirt. Opening the flap on her heavy leather satchel, Kenza placed it inside among the little jars and the ointments and the tiny carvings. Replacing the bag at her side, Kenza strode on after the children. The forest was a calm place, and Kenza liked to bring them here. It was important they learned things of the natural world, of the trees and the earth below. Kenza knew that the forest was just as much a part of Solemn Vale as the cobblestones of the high street or the steeple of the church. Up ahead somewhere, there was a commotion. Not a lot of noise, but it didn't take much to break the calm out here. The voices and slamming of car doors carried on the breeze. Kenza sniffed the air and smelled fire, petrol, and grass. Up ahead, the two children had stopped. The boy was holding the shoulders of the shorter little girl protectively. Together, they peered out through the gap in the trees ahead to where a few people stood in straight black uniforms. The figures stood out among the greens of the fields, and the children watched with curiosity as they knelt to examine the vehicle overturned among the daisies beside the road. Kenza approached behind the children, her stick sinking a little into the soft grass as she followed their gaze. Placing a heavy hand on the boy's bony shoulder, she gave it a squeeze. He hadn't even seen 10 summers yet, but Kenza knew the boy would grow up big and strong. "What do you see, my sweets?" Kenza asked, her weighty voice having no echo. The children both spoke up at once, and Kenza quietened them with a hand. Now, don't talk over one another." Kenza gestured to the little girl and gave her a warm smile. "Rebecca, tell me what you see." The tiny girl rubbed her nose, sniffed, and made a show of squinting her eyes, one hand on her hip and the other on her brow, imitating the bird watchers she'd seen down by the caves. "The police are all out there looking at that car. It's all turned over in a ditch," she observed. Kenza shook her head and tutted. "Well, that's no good at all now, is it?" "No, grandmother," the children chimed, giggling when they realised they'd spoken in unison. "And what do you see, lad? What do you think?" The boy peered closer. He looked at the scorched car. He saw spots of red here and there shining through the charred frame, the only indication of its former colour. He saw the twisted and bent tyres pointing up to the skies. On the bumper, peeling and blackened, was the remains of a cheery sticker advertising Bristol Zoo. "Looks like he's been in a bad accident," he said. "Well, you know what that means then?" Kenza encouraged. Rebecca piped up. "Out of towners?" Kenza nodded, her great head, her white curls bouncing. "That's right. Such a shame. Why would people come here and spoil the peace and quiet, eh? I can't make head nor tail of it." "Maybe they just want to live here," Rebecca suggested. "Oh, well, why wouldn't they? Solemn Vale is a lovely place to live." Kenza took the two children by the shoulders, turning them away from the site of the wreck and back towards the sun-dappled forest to begin the walk back to the village. "What if they were leaving the village, Grandma?" the boy asked. Kenza looked down at him, and a light frown creased her ruddy forehead. "Why on earth would someone leave Solemn Vale, my lad?" He looked back over at the car, a strange feeling somewhere far in the back of his mind, like a song he'd heard but couldn't remember the words to. "You wouldn't want to ever leave Solemn Vale, now would you, Tommy?" Kenza asked. Tommy shook his head firmly and beamed up at his grandmother. "I'd never want to live anywhere else."
Creepy children. Creepy children.
Nope.
Creepy adults, creepy village.
Yep.
It's a bit like Royston
Love it.
Vasey meets the witch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm here for League of Gentlemen.
It's very much in that sort of vein.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. I really
Yeah.
like that.
So
Don't expect
yes.
any West Country accents off me though.
No, that's
Of
fine.
any of us, I
You're
guess.
out of towners.
Okay.
You wouldn't have them.
Oh, there we go.
You've just disappointed James with that one saying he's an out of town. I
know.
think he was looking for that. He was looking to enjoy the accents there.
Well, one of you might be fairly local. You never know. It depends on why you decide you're all travelling there, which we will talk about when I tell you a bit more off Twitch as to what the story will be about.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Looking forward to it. So yeah, that will be happening at some
Drastically.
at some point in the future. Because if anybody's been watching this Alien series, you should know that it doesn't happen very often.
Timings are not what you would call regular.
Yes, we're professionals. Not being on time, I think.
Sure.
So yeah, so yes, Mark will be running Solemn Vale in creepy 1970s village. Other things that are going to be happening at some point. Going to torture Fiona in space some more.
Yes.
The second part of Death in Space. Again, everything's kind of getting pushed back due to life at the moment.
The move and whatnot.
Yeah, so that will happen at some point. We will get to do the Cult Divinity Lost Part 2 at some point. Illnesses and life allowing.
Also, again, getting in the way.
Yeah, Tom is planning something. I don't know if he wants to mention it or not.
Let's talk about it as soon as we have
More details, yeah.
Yes.
Things.
Oh, I think was this the thing you messaged me today about?
Yes,
David?
yeah.
Then, I'm really in for that, Tom, if it happens. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're just waiting on a few more confirmations from people before we'll give more information on that. I think other than that, I have other plans, but again, I'm not going to say anything specific just yet until I'm kind of all settled and things and actually have things up and running again. So yeah, I think that's it, really, isn't it? Oh, I have also given Fiona permission to run things on here without me, so it may occasionally turn up that Fiona will just start randomly doing stuff.
It's just me. It's like, hello.
Just taking over.
Fiona rant time. Let me tell you all what's happening with me.
Welcome to
No,
Fiona's
don't do
life.
that. Yeah. All your Twitch subscribers drop off suddenly as a result.
Yeah, cool. Please don't destroy my channel. But yeah, you're basically around all the time, so it just makes more sense that if I can't be there, then there's someone else who can be. Cool. Right, I think we shall just wrap up then now, as I don't think anything else really needs to be said. So, any last promotions from anybody that they want to talk about and things?
I'll go very quickly. So obviously I run 2 podcasts. What Am I Rolling, which is a twice monthly RPG one-shot podcast, which is going very well as usual. Also, if you like D&D lore, there's the DM's Book Club, which is a weekly sort of D&D book club podcast. That's all in the title, really. But if people are at UK Games Expo, which is happening in 2 weekends time, 3 weekends, yeah, 2 weekends time. I will be
Jubilee
there.
weekend.
Yes, the Jubilee weekend, and that's the UK's biggest gaming convention. That's happening in Birmingham.
Yep.
So come to that, because I'll be around, and maybe I'll be running something similar to this. It's just not been confirmed yet.
Ooh.
But yes, I can't really say anything in the sense of like I don't know if it's happening or not, but I have been assured that it is happening. So if you're around on the Saturday, come and seek me out.
Cool.
And yeah, that's all from me.
I'm very sad that I am not going. Very, very sad.
You
that I am
are
not.
also moving country.
Yeah. Cool. James, who are you and where do you come from?
I'm James from the Lawmen podcast, which is a sort of comedy podcast about folklore and obscure curiosities and myths and legends in days of yore.
Yeah. We're still not. Have you?
Penguins.
And
Yep.
penguin, yes, murdering penguins.
Oh yeah, we're currently in a multi-part, which is the first time we've done a multi-part story.
Also, wasn't it one of
About
your
the-
longest episodes as well?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah,
It was epic. It did me 2 car journeys.
yeah.
Ooh.
Did me 2 walks. I had to do it in 2 parts.
Had to walk
Ooh
around the
la
block
la.
again.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's the story of the first Englishman to go to Japan, called a chap called William Adams from Kent.
He went the wrong way.
Yeah. He's only just got to Japan, basically.
Scenic route.
What an
The end of the
idiot.
first episode. Yes. He went by boat for a start. It's much quicker to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it is. It is highly recommendable. I do recommend it completely. We'll do Tom and then Mark, because Mark's been speaking for a while, so we'll do Tom next. Tom, who are you?
I'm Tom Murr. I run games from time to time.
Murder people.
And, I just wanted to say maybe I'm not gonna murder somebody in my next game.
Don't
We
make
will
promises
probably
you can't keep, Tom.
not.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I pondered the question if I just should choose the name which is more closely to my icon on the screen right now. So maybe I'm gonna be known as the Destroyer of Worlds soon.
Rather than the bodiless voice in the void, you are the destroyer of worlds.
Destroyer of worlds. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna see about this. Well, aside of that, I'm gonna be on a con soon, and people can watch me run a fun game, like online on Twitch. But which this will be, you will see soon as the schedules are open for everyone to see. Ooh, foreshadowing.
Watch you on Twitch as a person or watch you on Twitch as a
Just
picture?
avoid. Yeah.
As the charming void, I always am.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't believe you actually exist.
You might be better off with this opinion.
It might be safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we certainly won't die. Cool. Last but not least, Mark.
Hello, yes, I run the Folklore podcast. It's a podcast about folklore. The next episode will be about stuff. I'm not sure what yet, but
Ooh.
probably seances, I think,
Ooh.
depending on which order I put out the things that have already been recorded in.
I did something vaguely related to seances in my last episode.
I know.
That's
I
right.
listened to it with my ears.
Oh.
Also a 2-part car journey, I think, that one.
Yeah. What, split the 2 different seance things over 2 different journeys. Yeah, I talked about.
Unlike the episode with you and Fiona, which I think did 3 trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Fiona, we ramble. That's
Yeah.
the thing that we need to get you to do. Tom has told me that you have to run paranoia festivals. So
This is 2, sorry.
you, Fiona, you have to run
Oh,
paranoia
Paranoia.
festival. But based
Okay.
on the idea that we had in that episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, oh no. Oh, yes. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Just because that's going to be absolutely mental.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would kill people in that game.
Yeah. No. I did. Yeah, that's a guarantee, Tom.
Guaranteed backstabbing, didn't fill out the paperwork correctly. If you want a game of mad
sidestepping.
bureaucracy and computers going wrong, paranoia is absolutely brilliant.
I just like to point out the only people on the Twitch stream now are ourselves.
Yep. So I think
That's-
everyone's gone.
Yeah, they're
"Cool,
bored.
let's
They're bored of
go."
us just talking. So I'm not even going to bother signing off with everything that I do. My next episode is probably going to include James. So
That's because I haven't replied to your message yet.
No, you
asking when I'm
haven't.
free to do mine because that's just reminded me.
yeah.
Oh no, somebody is still there.
Super Angry Shrimp, always here.
Yay!
Our favourite person. Yeah. So
Because they're always there.
Hey,
yeah, I actually have a story to
That's
talk to
something.
James about in the episode. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, and then yeah, I don't know really where it's going to go from that. It's going to be a bit spooky.
we like spooky.
Nice.
Goopy.
But yeah,
I will reply to your message.
cool.
Or just when we finish this stream in a minute, I'll tell you.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. We might as well finish it because, as you say, I think it's only Super Angry Shrimp is still here, and everybody else has abandoned us because we're just randomly chatting now. But yeah.
Chat online.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we will be back at some point soon with more games of some unknown variety. What we should do, we should all say goodbye then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye,
See you later.